How do you like meeting new people?
I usually enjoy making a new friend, but honestly, when I'm hanging out with a group, I honestly find it gets too like just out of control if there's over like 3 people. I usually just like hang out with a group of 2 friends at once.
What do you think high school's going to be like when you go next year?
Harsh.
Why harsh? Have you been bullied at school before? And with who? By who? Just are you with your friends, or is it just when you're alone?
When I'm alone.
Exactly. I was just stick in a group, kind of blend in, and they won't single you and hit you or do anything to you. In my opinion, bullying is one of those problems that maybe a teacher can't solve because, I don't know, they don't have much power in this. So it's schoolyard rules.
In elementary school, I always told the teacher, so-and-so's bugging me, so-and-so's picking on me. And then I got the nickname of a tattletale. So I didn't like that because it wasn't cool to be a tattletale. So in high school, I never told anybody anything. I kind of just kept it to myself.
I was isolated from my family, from my school, and my friends. I remember when we had my birthday party, it was so loud that I hid in the basement with the door closed. I didn't want to open it because it would be loud, but I wished and prayed someone would open it just so I wouldn't be alone.
Making friends, getting bullied because of my differences. It was tough to make friends. My friends were basically my parents. They were the ones that were always there for me. I found there was friends, they were sort of there for me, but sort of weren't, almost kind of using me. I got picked on a lot, but I found grade 9-ish was getting harder and harder because there was days I didn't even want to go to school. I thought high school was a bit better. I didn't have many friends, but I had a few people, which got me through it, the high school years.
I like going to writing groups or environmental groups. Usually that can help, especially when you're just coming into high school, because you got all these strangers all at once. You want to know at least one or two so that you don't have to start from scratch.
People with Asperger's have more difficulty fitting in, so the peer pressure is even higher for them because they will pretty much do anything to be accepted or to fit in. And yeah, there was a couple instances I made bad choices to fit in, and yeah, it got me in trouble, big trouble. And it's not worth it in the end because then as soon as you've done like whatever you've done, they're not your friend anyways.
Yes, there was a lot of peer pressure, of course. There was, because being direct, like when people are telling me stuff with autism, when people say something directly to us, we think, oh, we'll do it because that's how we're taught, instead of thinking in our mind, is this right or not? Like at times, yeah, because, well, not having friends, I thought, well, anything is good.
As for depression, I had depression in high school a little bit. And actually, as a matter of fact, in grade 11, I tried to commit suicide because I wasn't fitting in high school. And everybody was picking on me, and I wasn't getting along with anybody at home. So I thought, wah, poor me. It was too late when I realized that I really didn't want to die, and that it isn't a big deal, as it's only kids, and I can just ignore them. And sometimes if you ignore them, it actually makes them better, because usually the kids that pick on you have a lower self-esteem than you do, so they do it to make themselves look good.
I had a tough time expressing myself and what I was feeling because I didn't want to say the wrong thing, or I was always worried people might not understand what I'm saying, even when I am trying to say it. Was a struggle, so I did bottle it up, yes.
So I took a program after I graduated from high school. And then that's kind of sort of when I came out of my shell a little bit. And then that's when I kind of, I don't know, grew up a bit, I guess, and decided it wasn't, or realized it wasn't just about me. That if I wanted friends, I had to make an effort too.
When I left high school going to SIAS to Moose Jaw, I found it was nice because there were people like me, basically. Not autism particularly, but just people that have the maturity. And it almost seems like once you leave high school, you get rid of the old friends and you kind of move on with your life, and they tend to accept you for who you are. It got to a point where, and now these days too, it's like, oh, you want to go out for a beer, or you want to go golfing? It's kind of a good problem now where I have to say, no, I can't. So it's better than it was in high school, like the younger days when I didn't have anything. Now it's like, it's almost a little too much sometimes, where I have to have that healthy balance of being at home relaxing.
I still don't like meeting new people. Because then there's always the fear of, you'll say something wrong, or you'll do something, or you'll whatever, and then the new people won't like you, or they won't whatever. So, no, I don't like meeting new people.
I enjoy meeting new people because I like the idea of having friends, and even though I really like it, I'm not so good at it. I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to do in order to make a friendship right now.
I'd be scared of meeting people because I would be like, what if I said the wrong thing? What if they don't like how I look? What if they turn me down, shut me down? And for a while I would say it was tough for me and I didn't like it. So I kind of just whatever. Just didn't do anything about it, but I'm finding as part of my healing from depression and anxiety that I need to try new things, meet new people. And actually it's not a bad thing meeting new people, but for me it's, as long as it's not in crowded places like a bar or in an enclosed setting, like a coffee room or something like that where there's a lot of people, I find it's better in smaller settings.
Don't keep everything to yourself. Just find somebody you can talk to, because then when you keep everything to yourself, then that's when it bottles up, and then you do dramatic things that you don't necessarily have to do. That I learned that, and then I survived, and that life isn't really all that bad. I mean, you have hurdles or whatever, but my philosophy is there's always somebody worse than me.
Get help. Like, I know it's hard to think in our minds that we need the help. If there's something that's on your mind, talk to someone like your parents, even a teacher, or someone you really trust. I would talk to someone that you really, really, really trust and are very comfortable talking to. Because it ain't easy out there. There's the peer pressures. There are support groups out there that I'm aware of, and realize that be proud of who you are. Be proud of who you are. Don't let people tell you otherwise, because it's not true.
I'm better now with a lot of help from doctors and a lot of help from practice being in noisy environments. But still, the damage is done. This disorder has tampered with my social learning and confidence. Getting over the problem is an important defining moment because it marks the start to my recovery. I'm now a different person now because I always gape in awe when I survive at the Galaxy Cinema, knowing that I used to be that boy in the basement on my birthday.